that marriage is
it's hard work.
I'm telling you, yeah, see. The next thing somebody will say again, I will say that I want to say my mind. The next thing somebody will say again is you are saying it with all seriousness that nobody forces you to marry. You know that you are not ready to marry, don't marry. You know you are not ready to be a father, don't be a father.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce a man.
So I have some questions for you. Uncle, this is what you did. I have some questions for you. This one's no problem will come on for since that time.
Joke about.
Eh?
That was it.
I'm not going to hear what that for the next 2 months. From now until you enter 2025.
I don't want to take any medicine.
Okay. So what's the hardest part of being a human being? Hardest thing of being a human being? You have experience.
The hardest part of being a human
being, yes.
Well, for me, it is knowing that you have to wake up every day.
Is the hardest thing? So, you don't wake up before.
What I'm saying is that you know that waking up in the morning is accompanied with so many things.
I'm going okay.
Yeah. You know, let me make you laugh. It's a secret, actually. You know, there are some days when I wish I was still single.
You're like a child where your parents.
Not even like a child. She gets.
Okay, we'll get there. Okay, so that's it. Just waking up
in the morning.
Early in the morning to go to work is the hardest part of being
waking up in the morning.
A human being.
You know, the moment you wake up in the morning, it comes with there's this. Okay, fine. You sleep in the night, and then the moment you wake up that morning, what is the first thought that comes? You know, how do you usually feel?
It's you I'm supposed to
Okay,
ask.
there's this feeling of relaxation, you know.
When you're just supposed to just relax.
The next minute is like an alarm bell. You know, all the responsibilities.
You start playing on your
everything will just start coming back to life.
Okay, so that now takes us to the second question. What's the hardest part about being someone's child?
The hardest part about being someone's child.
Someone's son.
Well, in this part of the world, it is the responsibility aspect of it. Yes, because in Africa, most especially in Nigeria, the moment a child comes of age, the parents believe the child should be responsible for them. You know, now there's nothing actually wrong in that, right? But it's in Africa, it has become like a must, like a do or die. Like so many people won't tie your destiny and your blessings to it. That if you don't take care of your parents, like yes, you are supposed to take care of your parents, right? You're supposed to. I'm not saying you shouldn't take care of them, you know. But the truth is that most times their demand, their demand is usually more than what you can even, you know. And there are most times whereby, you know, they are not even looking at that you also have a life to pursue. So now imagine that if you now spend all you have, you know, for your family, for your parents and all of that, what would you have left to pursue your own future? But no, take care of them, right? But the truth is that just do as much as you can. Don't allow their
what's
pressure.
That the hardest part? That's the hardest part for you of being a child, of being a son, of being someone's child.
Yes.
Okay, so that takes us to the next question. What's the hardest part of being someone's siblings, like someone's brother or sister?
The hardest part is most especially when they are not living to expectation.
When you or them.
Right? Because the truth is you want most especially your elder brother, There's kind
No,
of
you. What's the hardest part of you being someone's? You, not
Me
them. Being, yes.
okay. I didn't say that about that.
Because like now, like for us now that you're not the first child. Like for me, there is a first child. Now there's so much expectation coming from me.
Okay.
I have to set example in marriage, set example in lifestyle. They will say, whatever you do, your younger ones are looking up to you. I don't know if you understand. Like it's the hardest part. It's a tax on its own for me because I have to start living. I have to like put goals so that my other ones will be climbing to come and meet me there. So I cannot live beyond or below the target mark as an African, woman or as an African person or as an African living in Africa. So this for me, that's the hardest part.
For me, I've never thought of that.
So you have not thought of that.
That's right.
But for me,
I'm just trying to think about what is hard about being someone's siblings.
Yeah, so it's hard, especially if the reason why it's not feeling it because you're not the first child. Me, I'm a first child.
I'm like the last.
You're almost the last.
No, I'm the last. So the last, I'm the last. But the last now was the coincidence.
It was a coincidence. So for us, the firstborn, we have this very high expectation here in Africa that they must there's this standard they give to the first children that you have younger ones that are looking up to you. You are more like the parents. After your mom, you are more like the mom and the dad. Yeah, for me. Okay, that's about that. So what is the hardest thing for you now? Being not a father now, not a mother, not a husband. Okay, let me say, what's the hardest part for you being married, being a married person? The hardest thing for you being married?
The hardest thing for me being married
being a married man.
I mentioned it the other time. There are days I wish I was still single.
You were still single.
You know why?
No.
Because they say marriage is a university of offense.
Offense.
So it is only in marriage that you study offense as if it is a course. Sometimes, if you are not careful, marriage can turn you to a bad man. Let me tell you what happened to me.
Okay.
I sat down last week after a call, and I was asking myself, after calling you, after talking to you, and I was asking myself, please, what did I do now? Because I just called in the evening to say hi, how is everything? How was your day going now? And then something just happened.
This is what I'm saying. The hardest part of being married though.
Something just happened and I became an offense to you. And then you last me. I was not expecting that at the end of the day.
You were like,
and after you cut the call, I was the one that called, or you were the one that called the call.
Call.
And I was like, please, what did I do? But which thing I do now? That was how I was. Somebody that just passing by was like, this guy in his right senses. So that's one of
the other part.
Yeah, okay. That marriage is
it's hard work.
I'm telling you. Yeah, see, imagine somebody waking up in the midnight just because. Okay, not that you did not lay the child's bed. You laid the child's bed.
So what happened yesterday is what you're bringing. This morning,
and somebody is asking you. Somebody was confronting you. The confrontation was so serious.
No, but you did not.
In the night, I did.
But you did not.
I did.
No. Actually, see, you did not. You did. But I laid that one. You see that it was.
No. See, this is what happened. I think this is what happened. When I laid it, I did not lay it that way you used to, right?
Just throw it there.
When the child was rolling, the child just carried the thing, roll it and throw it somewhere. Sure you get? I did, and I was surprised. The confrontation was like,
I saw it coming.
At the point, I wanted to raise my voice.
No, I deliberately told you yesterday because I knew you were not going to do it.
I did it.
I
just did not do it the way you wanted it.
Okay, so
some was almost
okay, that's it.
And then the next thing somebody will say again, I want to say my mind. The next thing somebody will say again is, I'm sure she did not remember this part.
I remember everybody I said.
Nobody forced you to marry. She was saying it with all seriousness that nobody forced you to marry. You know that you are not ready to marry. Don't mind. You know you are not ready to be a father. Don't be a father. And you not believe that when I heard that word, I just lost that. I could not even sleep again. That thing was just playing in my head. I wanted to ask a question. Maybe I wanted to ask. I don't understand. Where are you going with all this now?
Okay.
Which water did he pour? Did she pour?
So that's the hardest for you being married. Okay, now that will not take us to the next question. What's the hardest thing for you being someone's husband?
I thought that was the last question.
That one is what's the hardest thing the hardest part of being married. Okay. Now is what's the hardest part of being someone's husband?
Being someone's husband.
Yes. You're speechless.
You no longer have a life of your own. You say I'm not it as a man.
You say as a man or as a human being?
No, as
a man. Okay.
If I want to buy Coke and drink at work, there is always this. What do I call it now? There's only this reminder in my heart. Remember, you have a wife.
Now have a camera on you.
Remember, you have children. Remember, remember you have a wife. And I'll be like, the truth is, I can almost not do anything freely any longer. Yes, because there's always that reminder that you cannot do. I don't know. I cannot just sit and take a decision like, okay, this is it, we are going, this is what I'm doing, this is what I do. I cannot take a fast decision now. It has to go through.
So passing through
it's like the way they pass bill in Nigeria House of Assembly. Like when the bill is raised in the floor of the house, they have to debate over it. All the representatives we have to debate. Everybody we have to look at how that thing will what do I call it now? How that thing will benefit their constituents. So if the majority feels okay, this new law will benefit our constituency, the majority can pass the vote, irrespective of what the minority think or not, because since they are in the minority. So I think that's how it is, because now I want to take a decision. I want to buy a trouser now. I cannot just carry a trouser now. I have to be sure that I'm not supposed to buy a skirt for this woman. If I buy this trouser now, the next thing I'll start hearing is that you are selfish. You only think about yourself. You don't think about us. Look at me. I sacrifice everything for you and the family. But imagine you are buying. How many skirts do I have? If it was me, I would buy for you. Now you are buying for all of those things. So it had entered my head. That's like the hardest thing. Being a husband.
Being a husband,
you cannot do anything on your own. But it's sweet, because you know that there's someone to carry the body with you.
It's okay.
You have a body bearer. It's not only you.
Okay, so that will take us to the next question that I believe is not the last. What's the hardest part of being a father?
Have I not answered that question?
No.
That question is like 3-1.
No, you have not answered it. The hardest part, drown was someone's child.
Okay.
Now is you being a father. What's the hardest part of being someone's father?
It is the joy of every parent to be able to give to their children at least not luxury now, the basic things of life.
The best that you can afford.
No, the basic.
That's the best that you can.
The best of the basic.
That you can afford.
Yes, the best. Okay. If I'm not even the best that I can afford, because the truth is, there are so many things I want for my children that I may not be able to afford.
That's what I'm saying. The best that you can afford. What you can get, the best that you can get.
Okay, so it's the joy of every parent, most especially the father.
So what's the hardest part? That's what I'm saying.
That's the hardest part now. Not seeing something or thinking about something
that you cannot afford.
To do for my children, I cannot do it.
You cannot at the moment.
It's very hard. Like at that time, it's very hard. It's very painful.
Painful, right? I understand.
Yeah.
I'm already crying.
Don't cry, social media.
I'm already crying. The best part. Okay. I will ask you will I say the last one?
And keep going.
What is the
Not bad.
hardest part of being a child of God? The hardest part of being a child of God, a born again child of God, of being a son of God, of being a follower of Jesus Christ.
Man, I must tell you the truth. I don't know for others, but for me, it's I'm not always at peace and at rest whenever I realize I'm not meeting God's expectations. I'm not always at peace. I'm not usually happy. My heart is not usually right. I don't know about others, but for me that's how it is, and it affects every other thing I do. But whenever I know that I'm meeting his expectation, there's this confidence I usually have. Like I speak, even when I speak his word, I speak with great confidence. But when I know I'm not meeting his expectation, I speak. Even when I know I don't have a choice, I have to teach, I have to task. In fact, there are times whereby I wish if I had the I would just like tell them in church, I say today I'm not taking Sunday school
I'm not
today.
taking Bible study.
I'm not teaching Sunday school. I'm not teaching today. But just that to be like impromptu, who will take it? You are a Sunday school teacher now. Yes. Because the truth is that I know that I'm going to struggle to connect.
Yeah.
So that's the hardest part of being a child of God.
Being a child of God. So what's the hardest part? This is the last question. What's the hardest part of being, I think I've asked you, of being a human being, of life in general? There's the summary of
This part
life.
of life.
Of life.
The hardest part of life is that knowing that one day you will your life is knowing that there's no difference between the definition of a man's life and a flower. That's the hardest part of life. Knowing that
All the struggles
there is no, like, every meaning and value we give to life is actually nothing.
Your dad is coming.
It's actually nothing. You know, knowing that the real life itself is after death. Yes, the real life itself is after death. You know, it makes you look at life and like, it's all a waste of time being here. You get me? Because the things you value or the things you cherish are actually of no value outside of this space. And knowing fully well that there's no real rest here. There's no real rest here. There's no real pleasure here. You know, that's why it's always continuous. You know, it's continuous. Like if you, for those who seek pleasure, they are usually going and keep going and keep going. Why? Because there's usually no satisfaction, and they cannot really get enough. That's one thing. You cannot get enough of anything in this life. You cannot get enough of anything. You know, that's why the Bible preaches so much about contentment, because the truth is, if you say, God, when I get my first 1 million, I will just relax and serve you and all that. If you get it, you will not be satisfied. That's just the truth. So if you are not contented when you have nothing, you will never be contented when you have everything. You will never be contented. Go and ask the billionaires.
Amazing.
They will tell you. So that's the hardest one.
That's it. The hardest part is that never being contented. There's that crave over and over. That desire to have more, to keep having more and more.
I can't live life without
Wanting more.
I can't live life without attaching the value and importance of life to any of material things. Like, you get me? Like the Bible says the life of a man is not defined by the multitude
of things that he acquires, that he has.
If that's what defines any man's life, that person is living a time framed life.
Alright, so for a closing remark, what will you use to close this for everything you said?
Well, I've just said
For someone that is watching you right now.
I've just said in general that Life is what it is. But life is not all that there is. But there is still life after this life. And the truth is, this is only the beginning. It's only the beginning. It's like starting a race of 1,000 kilometers, and you are in the dressing room. You're not even on the start line. So you've not even started. In this world, you've not even started. Yes, so life is what it is. Live the life, make the best of it. But at the same time, ensure that it will not really end here. Because if it ends here, my dear, the pain is not worthy to be compared to whatever you are aligned to take your time here. It's everlasting. But so many don't know it's everlasting. It's when we talk about everlasting, it's fearful. Imagine for all of eternity that one will be in a particular state. She get this. What gives people hope in life is whenever someone is poor today, right? There's hope that the state can change tomorrow. But imagine, why do you think many people go to commit suicide? They've lost hope. They have come to the end of it. That's why so many people, some jump to the river and all that. Sometimes I sit down, I used to sit down and ask myself, what will happen to a man that will make him think the next thing is to take his life? But the truth is, you have not been there. Sometimes I say I can never have that kind of thing, but you've not been there. When a man gets to the end of his rope, I feel like I can do anything. So, but life is what it is. Serve God.
Life is what it is. At the end of the day, serve God, because there is life after life, just like my husband said. There is life after life, and that life is in Jesus Christ. See you in the next video. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and also drop your questions and tell us what you think again.